Everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be reviewing my personal vehicle, which is a 2018 Ford Fiesta Trend. Now, this vehicle is actually quite a good vehicle, and today I'll be showing you guys what's nice about it, and basically, is it worth getting, especially in the second-hand market. So, let's get started. Okay, so starting with the outside, it has a very unique look. Now, it has quite a more friendly look compared to other vehicles. Now, it's not too big of a vehicle or too small, but it is perfect size. Does have a lot of good things. Okay, so underneath the hood you are getting a 1-liter 3-cylinder engine that is turbo petrol that produces 74 kilowatts of power and 170 newton-meters of torque, which is actually not too bad for this type of vehicle. And as you can see, not a bad look inside of the hood. Obviously a bit dirty, but just let me clean that a bit. Front has a really nice design, and what is interesting about this vehicle is probably the lights. So as you can see, the lights, there are two. Now with this vehicle, it has directional lighting, so basically at night time when you're driving and you turn right, it'll turn this light on that's at the bottom, and if you turn left, it will turn that light on there, which is very useful and handy, especially going around corners that might be a bit too dark. Light profile of this vehicle, as you can see, it's not too big or too small. It's like perfect size. I mean, if I can drive it, then you can drive it, but it has a good side profile. As you can see, the fuel cap is on the left hand side of the vehicle. I guess it could be different in certain countries, but for South Africa it is on the left hand side. Now you have decent looking tires, which are pretty simple, I'll say. And going to the back, you do in fact have a nice looking back. Now it does kind of look like it has a smile, which is quite funny. A lot of cars do have a face looking type of look, but you can in fact see the reversing sensors, which are very useful. And if I go down here, you can actually see the exhaust pipe, which is only one exhaust pipe. Okay, so now let's check inside the boot, or trunk, whatever you want to call it. And you can actually open the boot with the key, so just double tap and it unlocks it, and then you just basically open it. Now in the boot, as you can see, I do have the tripod, the gimbal, and a mount that did fall off for me to set up. But just in this look, you are getting about 303 liters of space. If you put the seats down, you can get up to 983 liters of space, which is actually very impressive for this vehicle. Okay, now before I go to the front, let's actually start with the back. So inside the back seats, as you can see, it's probably a bit dark, but you are getting a decent amount of space. And for most of you that don't know, I am actually 6'1", so let's test this out with the back seat. I've actually never gone in the back seat, but as you can see, not much space for me because I am 6'1", but if you do have friends that are a bit shorter, they can actually fit in this perfectly. Now there is no cup holders in the middle, which sucks, but you do get a USB port and you do get side cup holders. Now also you can adjust the headrests here, which is very useful. Yes, here's the front seat. Now let me just change the camera angle just so it's easier to show, but it is actually quite a nice look inside. Now you have your instrument in front of you, which is kind of digital, I guess. I mean, you do have that screen there that does tell you the speed and so much more information, which I'll get to when I start the car. But while we're here, you do get a 6.5-inch infotainment display, which does in fact have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have your volume, you have your button for power button, your aircon system, adjusting obviously the fan speed, the temperature, the AC, where you want the aircons to go from the feet or the head. And there's so much more, like skip buttons and all that. Your indicator is on the right hand side of the Ford Fiesta, and also here you can see that you have your windows, and you even have a little storage space here, which is useful for house keys, change for car guards, and so much more. Now getting into the middle center, you do have two cup holders. And what's quite interesting is when we had COVID still, you could actually put a sanitizer right in the middle, which is kind of weird. That fits perfectly. Now, obviously, since this is a 2018 model, it does not have charging, well, wireless charging here, but I'm pretty sure you can purchase a wireless charger that you can fit in right here, since there is a USB port right here. As you can see, it is a 6-speed or 6 manual, which is actually quite nice. It gives you a good boost. And basically, passenger side is not too bad. You got plenty of space. The hood, or one way to open the hood. And then inside here, you have decent amount of storage. Now, this vehicle does, in fact, have, as you can see, cloth seats, which is useful, especially for summer times. Because, of course, if you have got into a leather vehicle that has leather seats, it is extremely hot. But since it's fabric, it's not that hot, especially to the touch. I'm going to just set up everything just so we can record for the road taste. Okay, so the fuel economy of this vehicle is impressive. Now, for city use, you can expect around about over 6 liters per 100 kilometers, or from 6 to 8 per 100 kilometers, which is actually not too bad in town. Now, obviously, it depends on how well you drive the vehicle and just, the overall feel of, like, if you are going to go insane or ham on the vehicle. Now, for long trips, such as on the freeway or highway, you can expect around about 5.1 at least, or even lower, depending on the trip. Now, if you're going downhill, for example, then it is going to be quite low for fuel economy. Now, I haven't brought up the pricing for this vehicle. Well, first of all, it is not on the market anymore from Ford themselves, but secondhand is probably where you're going to get this vehicle if you do decide to go for the Ford Fiesta trend. Now, this vehicle can start from around about 120 or 119 thousand rand inside go for secondhand, which is actually not too bad at all for this vehicle. This vehicle is extremely smooth on the road, as you can see. The clutch is perfect for me. I mean, it's not too hard, not too tricky, which is very useful, especially for your road use. And I mean, I love this vehicle. It's comfortable. I've been using it for a while now, so it is pretty good. Back home, and basically I forgot to include a few more things about this vehicle. That includes the hill assist, which is actually very useful for, city use, such as if you live in places that are very, up and down. Now, I'm just getting stuff from the boot, which is actually quite nice. And I did forget to include that the spare wheel is in the boot, which honestly most cars do have. But if you guys did enjoy the vehicle video, please let me know. But always hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, would you get the Ford Fiesta if you have the money for it? But I always hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next video, be safe, and yeah, bye.